Here we go again. Playoff final, Wembley. Second year in a row. Cambridge United did that in 2008 and 2009. Lost both times. Took another 5 years to get promoted. No thank you. Although, who knows? We've Swansea this time around. It was Reading this time last season. We lost. We've played Swansea twice so far this year, of course, in domestic football. We've lost 2-0 and 2-1. So I don't know how well this is going to go, lads. Without skipping to the end and cheating, as ever, let me know in the comment section down below how you think this is going to pan out. I'm going to say 1-1, 90 minutes. 2-1 to me, extra time. I think is my prediction. I have to back myself. I need to back myself. I need to get bloody promoted. Christ. Right. There's no point delaying it any longer, is there? You know what my starting lineup's going to look like. That's what Swansea's starting lineup's going to look like. We'll have a look at it in a little bit more detail as we head into the game at Wembley Stadium. Drop the video a like if you're enjoying this save. Subscribe to the channel so you don't miss out on any more. Next season will start tomorrow. But as we asked the question last year, we asked the question here again. What league will it be in? The next 90 or 120 minutes will tell us. Swansea will be playing a 5 at the back. Pedro Cardenas in goal. It was Stephen Bender in goal last time we played them, so I don't know whether that will change things at all. Pirro and Obafemi up top still. Flynn Downs continues on in the midfield. It's Fortes that carries the captain's armband. 5 backs are my nemesis this year. It's normally Bournemouth in other FIFA iterations. This year, it's 5-back formations. We hope to put that record straight. I'll try my best to put that record straight. I'm at full strength and the lineup looks as you would have expected it to. There's been some call for Brendan Aronson to get a look in moving forward. And maybe next season that will be the case. But I'm still trying to get the best out of Jaden Braff and get as much growth out of him as we possibly can this save, now that we've brought in a youngster that has exponential growth potential. And Teka trying to fancy flick for no reason. And we lose possession. No chances yet, but I'm sure it won't be long. Into Pirro. Space out wide for Ryan Manning. Forward from left wing back. Let's kick that straight against Ben Brereton, but it rebounds back to him. Here's Fulton to Flynn Downs. Fulton again. Walsh. Looking for the ball through the gap. Carr makes the save. Brilliant movement by Michael Obafemi. Having to rely on our goalkeeper to keep Swansea out in the early stages. Walsh will whip it from the far side. It's not the best of corners. Braff's clearance isn't spectacular either. Just check the angle at which I tried to aim that away with my clearance. And I think I got my thumbs all in a muddle. Get out. Oh, thankfully closed him down just in time before he got the shot away. Walsh will try again. Deeper this time. Better. But still Iago in the way. Julian Alvarez just jumping up to put the man off. Here's Walsh again. Is he going to go down the line? He's gone through that gap. Carr will gather. 0-0 in the 19th minute. Swansea on the front foot. But no foot has actually made it across the line yet with the football. Braff. Back to Riley McGree. Randy Nteka. Second top goal scorer in the Championship this season. Very much deserving of his place in the starting lineup. Ben Brereton's been great at left. On the right-hand side of midfield after being left on the bench for half the season. Grady Diangana got injured. And boy, has Ben Brereton taken the opportunity. Not just there, but throughout the course of this season so far. Took a while in taking his first touch. Narrow angle, but the keeper can't deal with it. We lead at Wembley. Ben Brereton Diaz, new Chilean wonder star. Strange animation from the keeper. That's odd and frustrating. If I'm going to win, I don't want it to come through any real BS like that. But we'll have to wait and see. We'll have to wait and see what transpires for the rest of the game. Try and add to it so that if there is a winning scoreline, it isn't decided by just that dodgy animation from the goalkeeper. We've seen plenty of our own recently. Pirro nicely intercepted by Iago. Chopped from behind. And is it a yellow card? Indeed it is. For Giorgio De Rosa, their right back. Or right wing back. Why he threw himself in there, I've absolutely no idea. But he's on a yellow. And now, maybe we try and target our attacks down this left-hand side and put him under some pressure. I'll try. Alvarez will look for it. Jaden Braff out wide here. And delivered in. Oh, terrible cross, though. I tried to whip that all the way to the penalty spot or further, and he's driven it to the closest man. That's really annoying. Here comes Manning, forward from left back. Back to Valci. Swansea had a go with a couple of set pieces, but they're having a go. Hasn't worked yet. That's a woeful pass. Come on, Julian. You're 84 rated, for Christ's sake. You've got to be able to make a 10-yard pass like that without kicking it straight against the defender in front of you. Please, for the love of God. What chance do I stand back at Premier League level when I hopefully bring in players that are higher rated than some of the ones we've already got? And 84 rated players can't make simple 5-yard passes. Julian Alvarez played in here, lifting it, looking for Ben Brereton, who could be in for a second if it weren't for the interception of Manning. Pirro wins that header, but I should have the pace to get there with Riley McGree, and we do. Ben Brereton looking for Lewis Ferguson. Braff! Held well by Cardenas at the second attempt. Looks like we'll be leading at half-time, though. But maybe by more. Maybe by more. Braff played in. Is his cross better this time? No. Challenge, challenge, challenge. Well up, my son. Brandon Tecker has to come deep to get it. But come deep and get it, he did. Iago centrally to Braff. We maybe going to get one more chance before half-time. And Tecker is here. And Lewis Ferguson is there. Oh, and if he could have just ridden that challenge, Ben Brereton was waiting to be played in again. His goal separates the two sides at half-time. We lead at Wembley halfway through. They are your stats for that half. 1 shot from them, 2 shots from me. XG is minimal for both sides. They've had slightly more possession, but have certainly played it about a lot more than me. As you can see, nearly twice as many passes for them. Certainly about 50 to 60% more. They've had a couple of corners, as we saw. They've got that 1 yellow card. They haven't won any of their tackles thus far, though. We've won every single one of ours. Hopefully, that continues. As, of course, it's our defensive efforts that are now going to come under scrutiny for the remaining 45 minutes, or maybe more, of this FA Cup, I was going to say FA Cup final, of this Championship playoff final. Oh, please. Iago, essentially to Lewis Ferguson, out to Masson. Ferguson back to McGree and into Julian Alvarez. Riley McGree trying to spread it out wide to that left-hand side, but not able to do it. Flynn Downs forced himself wide here, the centre mid. But they've got plenty of numbers in and around that midfield area to give him options for a pass. That's well played in behind. Masson will try and get to it, and thankfully Manning's touch allows him to do so. Get that down the line there to Ben Brereton, and we'll try and come on a counter. See Riley McGree there in the middle waiting for it. And we'll use Iago. And already the defender has come across to deal with Braff. But Julian Alvarez has played in here, and you see again Ben Brereton on that far side looking to find some space. Find some space he has. Whipped a great ball looking for Riley McGree he has. And the headed shot. Oh. I mean, he's surely favourite to score there. With the goal at his mercy, he's headed it away from it. He gives the goal mercy. Ben Brereton's not going to get to that first, is he? Manning gets to it. Pirro, Brereton wins that back instead, though. We'll knock it short here inside to Lewis Ferguson. Julian Alvarez is through that gap. Accelerate away from the man that's with him. Then play through Randy and Tecker in the box. Dangerous assist for Swansea. Brilliant save by Cardenas to deny us a second. And Tecker in behind. Squares it up for the shot. It's headed in. It's definitely headed in. And it's a wonderful save. Swansea make a change. Jay Fulton going off for them. Coming on in his place is Patterson. We'll take the corner with Riley McGree. It's Julian Alvarez that's going after it. He threw himself towards it. Can't get there. Masson wins that very nicely, though. And Brereton will pick up the loose ball. And Tecker's through that gap. Just use some support. Ferguson looking for Julian Alvarez. Short to Riley McGree. Looking to find some space on his left foot to stand it back into the middle. Win that header. Get to the loose ball. Oh, the game is on a knife edge now. The ball flying from one end of the pitch to the other. But nobody's able to find that next goal. On to Bruce Alvarez out wide. And bring Caden Clark on, I think. It might not be long before we see Broja or Dean Garner. But certainly Ben Brereton has been very, very good on that right-hand side. So I don't see any point in replacing him for the time being. Not until Tynus sets in for someone. I think that one change is all we'll make for the time being. 20 minutes to go. We may need to make some more changes if they find an equaliser, though. But for now, still 1-0 in front. And do look the more likely to score the next goal in this game. Very much so. Even more so now. Brereton again! Ben Brereton Diaz may well have sent us to the Premier League. Chesnoid FC 2, Swansea 0. Is that the moment? In front of all of the Swansea fans. Bit harsh to celebrate like that directly in front of them. Is that the moment that sends us back to the big time? All about Ben Brereton Diaz today in London. 2 goals for him. 15 minutes to go. One change made, but I tell you what, I'm going to make another. Riley McGree's going to come off. We're going to throw Lasse Gash on, and we're going to go a little bit more defensive. I'm going to take him as deep as he can go, so that he can then go as a DM rather than a centre mid. Right, time to hold on with all that we've got. Through to Pirro, out wide to De Rosa. Swansea fight back. Chaloba's there. Ferguson chests it down and Carr gathers it up. That was dangerous, but dealt with. Ben Brereton Diaz has been the man of the moment today. And now Julian Alvarez is in behind here. We could add a third. Maybe it took an age to settle for him and he can't get it under control. De Rosa gets back to him. But the more we have the ball in this half, the less time Swansea have to find their way back into it. 5 minutes to go. Still, as Lasse who I brought on as a CDM, is pressing all the way up high in their half. Still our 2-0 lead remains intact. That's a ping and a half, though, looking in behind for De Rosa. Picked up that early yellow card. Had to wait for the ball to get to him there. Chaloba trying to win it back. Putting the pressure on him. That's over 1, but not over 2. Iago's underneath it. Spread this. And Alvarez probably won't have the pace to get away from everyone, but you can see the clock now. Surely that's it. Surely that's Premier League for us. Caden Clark taking his time. Randy Nteke's in. We'll go for a third. I think it came off his knee rather than anything else. But Chesnoid FC will have a Premier League season once again. Thanks to Ben Brereton Diaz, of all people. Not the obvious hero for this side, but a hero nonetheless. We will certainly have to look to improve in the summer if we're to stand a great chance of survival. I think we are strong enough to survive next year. But considering how weak our first season in the Premier League was, survival is the main aim next season. And from there, we shall wait and see what happens. If we can push on, we will. But we have to stay up at the very least. Trevor Chaloba, currently only on loan, will be the man to lift the trophy here at the playoff final for his current Suffragette team, Foster team, loanee team. Will he be coming back next season, or will we be looking for someone slightly higher rated to replace Uwe Martin in our starting lineup? He has been very good, but will he be good enough for next season? I don't know. I genuinely am not sure where we'll improve in the summer. It depends how much money we've got. We kept Swansea to an absolute minimum of chances. We'll go to the post-match press conference. Oh, the relief. The relief. It took 2 attempts, but we will make it to the Premier League once again. A lot of people were talking before the game about what a dangerous opponent Swansea could be. They've beaten us twice this season. We knew that, but we earned it the hard way against the side that have beaten us almost every single time we've played them. I mean, it is... literally, it's all about Ben Brereton today. I couldn't have asked for more from him. I literally couldn't have asked for more from him at all. That has to go down as a very impressive win. I'm sure you're happy with the 2-0 scoreline. How satisfied were you with the team's overall performance? It was all about one man, to be fair. But the performance from Ben Brereton sets the standard for the whole team. When one man performs that highly, he drags everyone else along with him. And Ben certainly did that for us today. Right. Time then for a full season roundup. Theodore Bowden, his contract is running out. We don't care about that. DeSantis will go out on loan to Zaragoza next year. Let's see how things went in every competition we were involved in this year, the other leagues around Europe, and of course we'll have a final look at how we did with the board, and of course with regards our own squad. So, this year, top of the table, Fulham, automatic promotion, Norwich, playoff winners, Chesnoid FC, unlike last year. 2 fourth place finishes in a row this time. It gets us up. Relegated from the Championship this year, Rotherham, Cardiff and Millwall. They will not be playing Championship football next season. The FA Cup was won by Arsenal. The Carabao Cup was won by Everton on penalties. The European Super Cup, Roma over Juventus. The Champions League this year, PSG over Chelsea. Not a good cup final season for Chelsea. Inter Milan win the Europa League against Valencia. The UEFA Europa Conference League is won by Monaco. Congratulations to them. And the European Championships are about to get underway. You can see the groups here. Ukraine, Germany, Italy, Hungary. You probably guessed which two are probably going to progress there. England, Greece, Wales, Romania. Top spot should be assured, but second is very much up for grabs. Netherlands, Belgium, Denmark, Finland. Expect Belgium and one of Netherlands or Denmark there. Spain, France, Czech Republic, Northern Ireland. Rather obvious who's going to get through in that group. With regards to player stats this year, we mentioned that Randy Nteka was second in the goal-scoring charts this year, only to Hugill of Norwich. Todd Cantwell got 17 for Norwich, though, as well. Julian Alvarez got 18 for us as well. So combined, Hugill and Cantwell and Nteka and Alvarez both got 38 goals for their club this year. Anyone else from us on that list? No. Assist-wise, Nteka with 13 as well. There has been calls for Armando Broja to play more, but, I mean, if Nteka is going to score 20 goals and get 13 assists, I can't replace him in the starting lineup for the time being, can I? Alvarez with 10, Ben Brereton with 9, Lewis Ferguson also with 9 assists. Clean sheet-wise, oh, wow. In his final season in our starting lineup, Zach Carr gets the Golden Glove. He will be replaced as our starting keeper next year. That's where I want to improve. That's where you guys are going to have to help me improve. And he will leave on top of his game. Or end... No, actually, he will be leaving, won't he? Because his contract's running out and he signed for someone else. Bruce Mönchengladbach, I think it was, actually, off the top of my head. Apologies for the sniveliness. Still quite unwell. Manchester City win the Premier League by a margin. Liverpool second, United third, Chelsea fourth. Leicester fifth, Spurs seventh, Arsenal only ninth. Relegated from the Premier League and not playing us next year. Brentford, Sheffield United and Reading are victors last year. Palace, the only promoted team from last year to stay up. Hope that we can stay up next year as well. Portsmouth and Sheffield Wednesday are back at Championship level next year. Oxford, Plymouth, Burton and Ipswich in the playoffs. We'll wait and see how that pans out. Cambridge stay mid-table, up the U's. Gillingham, Wickham, Morecambe and Shrewsbury relegated. Shrewsbury on 29 points compared to Morecambe and Wickham's 50. Definitely not cut out for that level. Forest Green, Mansfield Town and Salford City promoted from League 2. Accrington, Exeter, Walsall and Harrogate actually in 7th will fight it out in the playoffs. And should there be non-league, relegated would be Sutton and Tranmere in League. Lyon by a point from PSG, by a point from Marseille. Monaco only in 6th. Poor performance from those on the south coast. Bayern Munich by a point from Dortmund. Then Leipzig and Hertha Berlin. Leverkusen only 6th. Wolfsburg up in 7th in the Serie A. Juventus by a point from Inter. Atalanta 3rd and Napoli 4th. AC Milan only 5th. Lazio, who won the league last year in this save, only 7th. Really poor from them. In the SPL, quickly, Rangers from Celtic by a mile. And in La Liga, Real Madrid by a point from Barcelona and Atletico de Madrid in 3rd only. Sevilla, the ones that get that 4th spot. So what did we do with regards to the board? 63 is my current manager rating. We got the youth one. We got one of the brand exposure ones. I did sign 2 players from Asia. Just couldn't get it to count. So our manager rating might be slightly higher. I haven't made profit of that margin. I haven't sold 2 players and replaced them with 2 crucial players. Although we do have another season to earn that profit from youth player sales. I got one of the domestic objectives. We obviously didn't win the league title, but we have been promoted. So that should be enough for the board. We're taking a massive amount of money with us next season. I will go through and update a number of contracts before we get there to ensure that everybody is on an adequate wage and that we know what money we have at the beginning of next season is ours to spend on new talent, not to replenish what we've already got. With regards to squad development then, Sauna's out on loan up 2. We'll look to sell or loan again. Stevenson out on loan up 5 to 78 with his loan spell at West Ham. His positioning is still only 65. Let me know in the comment section. I'll ask you this at the beginning of the next episode as well. Does Jack Stevenson start as our beginning number 1 next year? Maybe? You guys will have to let me know. Zach Carr has had it for the entirety of the save, but Jack Stevenson out on loan has done the business. Up 5 ratings. He's now higher rated than Zach Carr ever has been, but you can see his positioning is still woeful, and I fear in the Premier League that won't be enough. And he's only 6 foot. I'm not sure. I'm really not sure. All of the other youngsters will try and loan out and or get them to leave. Zach Carr is leaving, going to Borussia Mönchengladbach. Verlinden peaked and will be sold probably as we look to improve as with a backup left back, or maybe even a starting left back, although Iago is up 1 to 80 this year, so we'll keep him on, I think. Iwata has peaked at 74, so I think we'll look to move him on and be making multiple signings at centre-back next year. Itakura will be our continued starting centre-back. Muhaid will probably start alongside him at the beginning of next season. See, we will lose Trevor Chalobah back to Chelsea, although I might be open to signing him back again if you guys want me to. Moretti's going out on loan, I think, next season. No, but we will try and get him out on loan next season. Itakura up 3 to 81. Peaked for now, but hopefully dynamic potential will kick in. Lorenz will continue to try and get him first team football as well out on loan. Uwe Martin, still crucial. Unhappy with his playtime, but I think with his ability dwindling, it's probably going to be a case of moving him on, although maybe he might be a good backup. Masson, very happy with him at right back, up 2 to 79. Darnell Fisher still growing, although both have peaked. We might move Darnell Fisher on and look for a new right back. It all depends on how much money we've got next year. Morelli out on loan is up 2. We'll look to send him out on loan again. DeSantis and Di Stefano are going out on loan next year. Di Stefano up 4 this year. Similarly, Davide DeSantis. Lasagash up 3 to 75. Continually hoping that he can continue to grow. Javier Sanchez out on loan at Crystal Palace in the Premier League this year has grown 7 to 75. Really putting himself in the mix for potentially some first team squad football next year. Brendan Aronson, you guys want him to get some more first team football next season? I imagine he will do. 77 to 79. Parmentier, we hope he's leaving us. He's retiring at the end of the season. Good riddance. Max Meyer, I will probably look to move on. Peaked, and we could probably do better with regards a rotation centre mid. I do still have a guy on my shortlist, don't I? A young Swedish guy that I'm looking to bring in, and I still want to. Lewis Ferguson, 82 and peaked, but we hope for more with dynamic potential. Alexander Woods, 76, and again peaked, but he does the business when we need him to, and he's still only 20. Caden Clark has come in, not grown at all, but hopefully we can get him to do so next season. Julian Alvarez up 4, wonderful player for us this year. Will continue on, of course. Riley McGree up 1, not exponential growth, but still really good player for us. Grady Diangana up 2. Continually will probably find himself back in the starting lineup, although Jaden Braff up 2 has potential to get to the early 80s, and perhaps I should still prioritise the youngster next year. The wide roles are certainly up for debate with you guys, because some want Diangana sold, some want Braff to play, some want Brendan Aronson back in ahead of Braff, some want Ben Brereton out, some want Ben Brereton to play at striker, some want Broja to play at striker ahead of Randy Nteka, who's up 2 this year. Broja not grown yet. Lucero is up 6 to 74. Another loan spell for him next season. And I think he might be in with a shout of first team squad football sooner rather than later. Leo Hyde is up 4 to 77 with his loan spell to Benfica. That's another wide option we have to consider. Certainly a massive improvement for him out on loan. I've got so many options, but none of them are setting the world alight. None of them are absolute shoo-ins like Alvarez. He's a player that you say has to start every week. None of my wingers are putting in performances where you're like, he's first name on the team sheet. I think Ben Brereton has only start sending us to the Premier League with those 2 goals, though, to be fair. 25 goals in all competitions for Randy Nteka this season, 21 for Alvarez, and we were heavily reliant on those 2, although a number of other players did chip in. With regards to creativity, again, heavily reliant on Nteka and Julian Alvarez, although Ferguson and Ben Brereton Diaz certainly catered for some goals as well. So really pleased with the season all told. We didn't get the title that we hoped for. We didn't get the automatic promotion spot that we prayed that we might get towards the end of the season. But we did get promotion. We will be Premier League next season. Join me tomorrow for episode 1 of season 4. Back in the Premier League. Get in. Drop the video a like. Subscribe if you haven't. I'll see you tomorrow.